Peace and blessings, family. This is day 58 in 100 days of healing. Thank you so much for co-creating with me on this healing journey. The expansion of the universe is at the mercy of my personal growth. The expansion of my individual being is at the mercy of universal expansion. The expansion of the universe is at the mercy of your personal growth. The expansion of your personal growth and individual being is at the mercy of universal expansion. I am so grateful to know that the goodness that I express on an individual level is a quickening within the whole of the universe. So grateful that the universe is blessed by virtue of my individual expression of blessings. I'm so grateful to know that the goodness that I express in any given moment, my spiritual practice reaches out and gives empowerment to every other moment of goodness and spiritual practice, and is in turn empowered by every other moment of goodness and spiritual practice. I'm so grateful for the oneness of the wholeness of goodness. I am so grateful for a mass awakening in the consciousness of multitudinous beings within our world to believe in the likelihood of a peaceful world, a benevolent world. So grateful for awakening of consciousness within governments to promote peace rather than war, brotherhood and sisterhood. I am so grateful that there is something deep within the core of my being and everyone's being that knows we are worthy of a world of peace, of joy, of abundance. I am so grateful that within the core of everyone's being there is a worthiness to be abundant, to be fed, to be full, to be blessed, to be honored, to be loved. I am so grateful for a mass awakening within our world. The expansion of the universe is at the mercy of my personal growth. Just as mama who's pregnant is eating for two, I'm so grateful to be aware of the fact that whatever good things I do for me, whatever spiritual practice I engage in, that I am engaging on behalf of myself and the whole universe. So grateful that the blessing of the drop is the blessing of the ocean. And the blessing of the ocean is the blessing of the drop. I'm so grateful that we are rising into our full potential and the best version of that which our world could be. That I individually am rising into the best version of what I could be. I'm so grateful for the goodness of life, for the love of life. I'm so grateful that you are remembering who you are, where you're from, what you're for, remembering who you are and remembering whose you are. I'm so grateful that you have the presence of mind and heart to love yourself just by virtue of your being, and that you loving you has nothing to do with what you do, achieve, or create. That you love you as God loves you, no matter what. I'm so grateful that you're coming home to yourself. So grateful that I am coming home to myself. So there was a quote I encountered that I really love. This is by Dr. David Hawkins, his book, Power versus Force. And he says, in this interconnected universe, every improvement we make in our private world improves the world at large for everyone. We all float on the collective level of consciousness of mankind, so that any increment we add comes back to us. We all add to our common buoyancy by our efforts to benefit life. It is a scientific fact that what is good for you is good for me. And I would say the goodness that I engage in becomes a quickening of the possibilities of goodness for you and for every other being. I'm so grateful that we are waking up and that we are realizing that we're not just one isolated being, that we are one focal point of consciousness that is at one with being at large. I'm so grateful that I am awakening to the greater measure of myself, and you awakening to the greater measure of yourself. My being knows no limit. I am God, Goddess within. Horizon of this moment with eternity I blend. Every space is here. Every time is now. Everyone is me. Full awakening of eternal remembrance. Blessing now I be. Immortal hands, immortal body, immortal energy, immortal healing. I as God and Goddess do all that Creator Source will ever do. A man, a woman, a God, a goddess, I be absolute reality, so it is, and blessed be.